You ever see something out of the corner of your eye? That little flicker of darkness, a shape that moves just a little weirdly? We all have this constant companion, right? The one that copies every single thing we do. But what if it got tired of just copying? What if it wanted a life of its own? Yeah, let's get into that.
Just really think about that for a second. That dark shape that's been stuck to your heels your whole life, suddenly it has its own plans, its own thoughts. What in the world would that even be like? Look, we all get the science. A shadow's just a space for the light can't get to. Simple. It's supposed to be predictable, a perfect, silent twin that does what you do, no questions asked. It's supposed to be.
And this is where things get interesting. This is where we throw the physics book right out the window. Forget all that simple stuff for a minute and just ask yourself, what if that dark patch on the ground isn't just an absence of light? What if it's aware? Something this big, it wouldn't happen all at once. No, an awakening like this would start slow. It would start with little things, things you'd try to convince yourself you were just imagining. So at first, it's just this tiny, tiny delay. You go to wave at someone, and for a split second, your shadow's hand just hangs there. You'd probably just shake it off, right? A trick of the light, maybe you're just tired, but then it happens again and again. Suddenly, that perfect mirror has a glitch. The lag is one thing, that's weird enough, but then comes the first truly independent move. A little twitch of a finger that you didn't do. Maybe its head turns, just for a second, while you're looking straight ahead. And then, the moment that would absolutely freeze your blood, it waves back. That's it. That's the moment you know something is deeply, fundamentally wrong. And you see, there's a pattern to it. It all starts with those little delays, the glitches in the system. From there, it escalates to moving on its own, completely breaking free from your control. And finally, the stage that is just chilling, it starts trying to communicate. It's not just moving anymore, it's trying to tell you something. And if this is happening to you, what do you think happens when it's happening to everyone? That personal, private horror you're feeling, it goes global, fast. It becomes a worldwide pandemic of pure fear. Because it's not just your shadow, it's every shadow. Can you even picture it? A world where every single person is in a silent war with their own reflection? Think about it. A surgeon's shadow pulls back right over a patient. A pilot's shadow yanks the controls. A world leader giving a critical speech and their shadow is just behind them, shaking its head no. Absolute chaos. Society as we know it would just stop. It would break down completely. How could you trust anyone when their own shadow might have other plans? Work grinds to a halt because everyone's just staring at their feet, watching, waiting. Paranoia wouldn't just be common. It would be the air we breathe. And leaders? Powerless. Their authority means nothing when their own silhouette openly defies them. And that's the real terror, isn't it? It's the ultimate loss of self. The one thing you always took for granted, your own image, is now its own being. And you have absolutely no idea what it wants. But in the middle of all that chaos, a new idea starts to bubble up. Maybe, this isn't an attack. Maybe it isn't a curse. What if it's an unveiling? Now this completely flips the script. What if the shadows aren't our enemies? What if they're trying to show us something? Something about ourselves that we've kept locked away in the dark for way too long. And this is where it gets really fascinating, because this whole idea actually connects to real-world psychology. There's this concept of the shadow self. Our physical body, that's our conscious self. It's the face we show the world, the things we do on purpose. But the shadow? Well, in this scenario, the shadow is everything else. It's all our hidden impulses, our secret fears, all the stuff we push down just to get by. Basically, what we're talking about here is the literal, physical breakout of our subconscious minds. All those thoughts, feelings, and desires we pretend aren't there, well, now they're standing up. They're casting a shape, and they are demanding to be seen. So, if this is the new world, where do we go from here? The balance of power has completely shifted. There is absolutely no going back to the way things were. So in this strange new reality, humanity basically splits into three groups. You can see it here. For about 45% of people, it's a lost cause. Their shadow takes over completely. They become a passenger in their own life. Then you've got about 35% who figure out how to merge with it to become one whole integrated person. And then there's this small, tough 20% who actually learn to control it again, to tame their shadow. The world is now made up of three totally new kinds of people. You have the puppets, the whole, and the masters. Society has to rebuild itself on this brand new, kind of terrifying, but maybe more honest foundation. We're no longer just the person we pretend to be. So, next time you're walking and you see your shadow stretching out ahead of you, just take a second. What might it be thinking? Because this whole crazy scenario leaves us with one last really unsettling question. Maybe your shadow isn't following you at all. Maybe all this time, it's just been waiting.